Please put your hands together for Jack Merrywell.
Kansas City, how are we doing tonight? Good. It's good to be here. I want to tell you guys how I booked this gig tonight. My agent called me on the phone, and he was like, Jack, I got a gig for you. I know you've performed in Los Angeles and New York, but I think you're ready for Behind a Coffee House in Kansas City. And I'm in. All right, well, thanks for coming out, guys. Give yourselves a big round of applause for coming out and supporting live comedy. Appreciate it. I was driving here tonight, and I got passed on the highway by a marathon runner. He wasn't, like, running. He was in a car. But the reason I knew he was a marathon runner is on his back windshield, he had one of those white oval stickers that says 26.2, which, if you think about it, is a dick move in the fattest country on earth. Yeah. For you to drive around America with a sticker that says how many miles you can run, it'd be like my fat ass driving around Africa with a sticker that says how many calories I ate that day. Yeah, bitch, 4,200. My country has Twinkies. What can I say? I'm glad to be here tonight because I found a spider in my house today. Have you guys ever seen a spider that's so fucking big your day changes? You know what I'm talking about? Like, oh shit. I was gonna eat lunch in here, but now it looks like I'm gonna go sit in my car for 4 hours and strategize. All right? I wish that joke had a better ending, but I don't know how the story ends. I just came here. I don't think I can go home. I'm officially on tour starting tonight. This is my official however the fuck long spiders live comedy tour. Night 1. I'll come by later to collect the corpse. I live in Kansas City now. I grew up, though, in the worst place on earth, which is a town in Arkansas of 93. Yeah, place where your vote freaking counts. It's the only place I've ever heard of where a city ordinance can pass by a margin of Steve. And here's how crazy my hometown was. When I was in the 7th grade, my entire school system got let out of class for a day so that we could go attend the opening of a new Walmart. Or as they call it in Arkansas, we had career day. So I got a new tattoo recently. I'm 27. It's my first tattoo. And when you're my age and people hear you're getting a tattoo, they will give you the same advice. They'll say you shouldn't do that. You should not do that. You're going to get old. It's going to start to sag. It's going to look disgusting. But that shit is not a problem for me because I got a picture of a salamander on my chest. Yeah. By the time I'm 75, that's going to be a kick-ass dragon. Little kids will be running around. Grandpa's got a 3-foot dragon across his chest. Did he used to be a ninja warrior? No, son. Grandpa got real stoned and watched Animal Planet. That's how that shit happens. I was hanging out with a couple of my friends one time. We had some fortune cookies, and we decided to start playing the fortune cookies game. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. If you're not, what you do is you read your fortune, but then you add the words "in bed" to the end of it. Get a kind of dirty little joke, right? So my first friend cracks open his cookie. His fortune says you're a very successful person. In bed, you win, my friend. Next friend pops open his cookie. His fortune says you have many happy seasons awaiting you. In bed, you win as well, sir. But I suck at this game. Because my cookie said your family will always love you. Son of a bitch. By the way, I swear to God, this is a true story. I did that joke like 3 months ago in Little Rock, and this lady on the front row was like, "It's Arkansas." Way to make me proud of my home state. Jesus Christ. After that show, this other girl let me in on a slightly different version of the fortune cookies game, where you read your fortune, but then you add the words "except" in bed to the end. I thought it was a great idea, but it turns out that game sucks too. Because the first cookie I got after I started playing "except" in bed said, "You understand the best things in life are free." Which is really less of an Arkansas joke and more of a Nevada joke if you think about it. So I recently found this out. I learned that back in the 1890s, Coca-Cola used to have cocaine in its formula. You guys aware of that? Yeah, the day I found that shit out, I went antiquing. I had a sudden need for bric-a-brac. will say this. They say that money can't buy you happiness, but it can buy you 7 hits of acid and Mr. Potato Head, and that is fucking good enough for me. I think that a Trojan condom is a lot like the Trojan horse. Because if you're wearing a Trojan condom, you're basically saying to your partner, baby, I have a gift for you. And if you let it into your fortress, I swear it's not going to break open in the middle of the night, releasing a bunch of tiny soldiers who proceed to ruin everyone's lives. All right, now most of you guys got that joke and laughed, and I appreciate each and every one of you. But I hope everyone in this room recognizes how badass that joke is. I just took the Iliad, which is a 7th century BC Greek text by the philosopher Homer, and worked that shit into a dick joke. That's fucking unprecedented, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. So I've noticed that from time to time in the English language, we will steal an adjective or an adverb from a foreign language and use that word for anything. For example, in the early 90s, we took the French très, as in très radical or très awesome. The early 2000s, it was the German Uber, as in uber cool or hey man, that's uber tight. I feel like, what the fuck was that? I've never felt so heckled by a laugh before. Somebody's just stoned as a motherfucker back there like, yeah, I remember 2003, that was fucking great. But the early 2000s was the German Uber. I feel like we're due again. I hope the next language we steal from is Swahili. As in, John, I like your new shoes. They're awesome. Or, baby, I want to, you like an animal tonight. I apologize for staring at you while I said that. I don't know. I was just delivering that line. I just got lost in your eyes, man. I apologize. I don't know what happened. Lost control. I want to do something a little bit different for you guys. I want to perform a couple of characters. These are a couple of just kind of like one-off funny characters I've been working on recently. And this first character is called the Quizzical Gangsta. All right, the Quizzical Gangsta. West Side? Okay, this next character. Yeah, blink and you'll miss these sons of bitches. All right, strap in. This next character is called the Ghost at an Insane Clown Posse concert. Boo. All right, this next character is called the Bigoted Redneck who knows way too much about science. All right, Bigoted Redneck knows way too much about science. Man, I fucking hate queers. All right, this next character, he also knows a lot about science, but you know what? I feel like I might have robbed you on that one. I gotta go deeper in that character. I'll try that one more time. Bigoted Redneck who knows way too much about science. Man, I fucking hate queers. You know, as it says in the good book on the origin of species by Charles Darwin, it's Australopithecus africanus and Homo erectus, not Adam and Steve. I cannot tell you how glad I am to hear people laughing at that joke tonight. Because the last time I did that joke, I was in Texas. And this guy in the middle of the crowd just stands up and goes, nuh-uh. I didn't know if he was pissed off at the gay part or the evolution part, so I was like, what's your problem, man? He's like, I did not come from no fucking monkey. And I was like, yeah, I know, that's because evolution doesn't work the same way it did in Pokemon, fuckface. I do like traveling around to do comedy. I like going all over the place. Get to go to some pretty cool places doing comedy. Recently, I was in Vegas doing comedy. I was there with my wife and our friend Steve. And while we were in Vegas, my friend Steve turned 21 years old. It's a pretty cool town to do it in. He wanted me to take him to the blackjack table, so I did at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. I don't know if you've ever been to a Vegas blackjack table at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday, but that is a sad fucking place. It's also a weird fucking place. It's the only place on earth a crackhead can give you financial advice, and you should absolutely take it. Oh shit, baby, you got a hard 16 at the dealer showing a 9. You gotta hit that motherfucker every time, baby. Also, I suck your dick for a $2 chip. Oh shit. Well, Steve, you better hit it. 21, motherfucker. I wanted to tip the guy, but I didn't want to send the wrong message, so I was just like, thanks, man. Vegas is cool, though. Sometimes, though, it's undeniable. You have to go some pretty shitty places for comedy. I did a gig in Florida recently, and understand, I'm not talking about the awesome peninsula part of Florida. I'm talking about the part of Florida that makes it look like Alabama lost a civil war to its beachfront property. You know what I'm talking about? And I was in maybe the worst venue possible for stand-up comedy, which was between bands at a thrash metal rock club. And it was intense. Those bands were insane. Those singers were like, and I come out like, hey guys, elevators are weird comedy. Crowd was not digging it. So it's just silent, except there's like 4 guys off the left of the stage just heckling the shit out of me. So I'm just doing a bit and they're like, you suck, get off the stage. Do another bit, you're a piece of shit. And I'm just trying to ignore them. I don't want to yell at them because I'm pretty sure the rest of the crowd agrees with them. And so I do a bit, and then they go, you suck. And then this other girl off stage goes, bring down the hammer. I was like, all right, great. I got one on my side. Bring down yeah, that sounds great. But I just keep doing my act. They say, you're a piece of shit. She goes, bring down the hammer. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it. So I looked at them. I was like, how dare you yell at a performer on stage? I'm just trying to do my job up here, you pieces of shit. And then the whole crowd as one just kind of said, fuck you. And I had to leave. But here's the shitty part. After I got off stage, the host of the show comes up, and he goes, all right, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for your headlining band tonight? And they were like, yeah. And he goes, please welcome the Hammer. That bitch wasn't even on my side. She wanted the Hammer to bring down the hammer on me. So I went back to my hotel room and smoked a lot of weed, and it was a good trip, really. Do I have any weed fans in here? Anybody? We're at an underground comedy club in fucking the middle of Kansas City with like 60 people in the room. 3 people like weed. I think there's 57 liars in this motherfucker. But I like weed. I will say this, though. I did learn this. I learned that if you smoke pot, your IQ will fall. But if you smoke pot and then drop acid, you can watch that shit happen. I was wandering around the grocery store the other day. I was a little bit stoned. And I wandered into the freezer section. I came across the pie aisle. And I noticed that the pie aisle of a grocery store sets up a pattern for stoners that it does not follow through on. Because if you get an apple pie, it's filled with apples. And if you get a cherry pie, that shit's filled with cherries. But if you get a pot pie, it's filled with chicken and vegetables. What the fuck is that? I'll tell you what it is. That's false goddamn advertising. That's a chicken pie at the very best. If we're really honest with ourselves, that's a gravy pie. But I'm stoned in the store, remember? So I'm just like, pot pie, hell yeah. Bought that thing, took it home, and it wasn't until I cooked it and was cutting into it that I started to realize, oh, shit. How am I going to smoke this chickeny liquid? I do like weed, but I do know this. I know it's possible to go too far with weed. I know that because I have a friend who lives in Oklahoma City who's a pot dealer who is willing to sell marijuana for food stamps. And here's how it breaks down. If you ever reach a point in your life where you're willing to trade your food stamps for a drug that gives you the munchies, you're on a fucking downward spiral. I wanna finish out here by playing a game with you guys. This is a game that I invented recently. It's kind of a call and response thing. And the name of this game is Stoned or Depressed. And here's how we play. I'm going to give you guys a food and the time of day I ate it. And then you have to guess whether I was stoned or depressed. So if you think you know the answer, just yell out. We'll start out with a really easy one. All right. How about a tray of pizza rolls at 4:22 p.m.? What do you guys think? Stoned. You're goddamn. This guy plays at home, all right? He was on top of it. The stone is the correct answer. All right. Next one's a little more complicated. 3:23 a.m., a can of cake frosting. What do you guys think? Depressed is the correct answer. Good job. Next one, 1:08 p.m., an entire medium supreme pizza from Domino's with a bowl of ice cream. Both. Somebody nailed it. Both is the correct answer. Somebody plays the at-home version. I'll tell you why the answer to that one is both. It's because I convinced myself the pizza guy knew I was stoned, and then I got real fucking sad. All right, next one. Yeah, I had a pot moment. What? This guy's like, oh, it's like, yeah, it's a joke. All right, next one. 2:42 p.m., a sleeve of Oreos with chocolate milk. What do you guys think? Depressed is the correct answer. And to anyone who yelled out stoned, you would have been right had it been white milk. But the chocolate milk makes it a comfort food. All right, next one's actually a follow-up to the previous one. Next one, 7:38 p.m., the other sleeve of Oreos with eggnog. What do you guys think? Stoned as a motherfucker. That is the only way that shit is ever coming together. All right, and last one for the game. 12:32 a.m., a can of fried Spam over rice. What do you guys think? No. That one's actually another trick question. The correct answer is neither. It's just that I'm a fatty and that's delicious. Guys, I'm Jack Merrywell. You were incredible. Thank you so much. Have a great night.